We just got breaking news in terms of institutional adoption of cryptocurrencies like XRP that is going completely under the radar right now. In this video, I want to break down a brand new announcement that bodes extremely positively for networks like the XRP ledger when it comes to the largest banking institutions in the entire world. I also want to talk about the XRP price charts and what XRP is doing right now and where it needs to hold for us to finally start putting in a reversal so we can break new all-time highs. Like always, your support means so much to this channel. Thank you to everyone who takes the time to like these videos and subscribe to the channel. These two simple things really do help me out so much. Also, if you have any good place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out my favorite exchange upload down in the description of this video. With that said, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So guys, I want to start out this video and jump right into a really big announcement that is going heavily under the radar right now. Now, in my opinion, this is kind of a two-part announcement. Not that there's two announcements, but tells us two very important things about where the largest financial institutions in the entire world are leaning when it comes to the adoption of these cryptocurrency networks. Now, on this channel for a while now, I have been essentially making an educated guess on what financial institutions we're going to be interested in when it comes to the next generation financial system. What we have consistently seen in the XRP community is that we as individuals in this entire cryptocurrency universe look at the adoption of these crypto networks much different than the vast majority of other people in crypto. The vast majority of people in crypto think that cryptocurrency networks are going to be adopted from the bottom up, i.e., people like me and you, we're going to start using these different networks, and then financial institutions are going to start interacting with us on these networks, and it's just going to be an organic bottoms-up movement with essentially no top-down action, or no financial institutions integrating cryptocurrency into their products that flows downstream to their users. The vast majority of people in crypto outside the XRP community think essentially this is going to be a grassroots bottom-up movement, and it's going to completely disrupt Wall Street. Now, people in the XRP community tend to look at things a bit differently. I think people in the XRP community are under the impression that the vast majority of people are not going to adopt cryptocurrency on their own. The vast majority of people don't even really invest on their own. They don't even buy assets. They don't do anything on their own. So the vast majority of people in the XRP community see things happening a little differently. They think that essentially what's going to happen is financial institutions are going to start integrating cryptocurrency networks into their product stack. For example, Bank of America, hundreds of millions, if not billions of customers. Essentially, rather than every single one of those billion people having to find cryptocurrency networks on their own, learn about the technology, download a wallet, figure out what they want to do with those assets, or even if they're interested with those assets, the XRP community thinks it's a lot more likely that Bank of America will just integrate something like the XRP ledger into their payment stack, and every Bank of America customer will then be using blockchain technology without even knowing it. Now, if you listen to Ripple and people like David Schwartz talk about this, this is the adoption they think is going to happen. They believe that these large financial institutions are going to adopt this technology, and those savings, that upgrade, will flow down to their end customers. And in my opinion, that is exactly how I think things are going to play out. It's been one of the things that's really drawn me to the XRP ledger from the start. Ripple's strategy in terms of creating a network effect seems to me like the most important high-level mission when it comes to the distribution of this network. For me, that is absolutely critical because I just simply don't think the average person is going to have any interest moving away from their Bank of America account, moving away from the accounts they're already used to, and becoming fully autonomous in society and managing everything on a wallet. Most people, even with serious experience in crypto, can't even hold their coins safely on their wallet without one day getting hacked. So to expect just every single person in the world to figure this out is completely unrealistic. And that's when it gets to the big announcement that I really want to cover here. And that is that the OCC just confirmed that it's now permissible for banking institutions to hold cryptocurrency assets for the purpose of paying crypto asset network fees. Now, you're probably thinking, wow, that's a really boring announcement. Who cares? But let me tell you why this is so important. These kinds of things don't happen unless the banking institutions are asking for a policy like. You can tell it's very specific, it's out of the blue, it's random, and you probably all heard me read that and say, what does that even mean? How is that important? But what we're hearing from this policy update is that the OCC is now confirming it is okay for banking institutions to hold cryptocurrency for the purpose of using the underlying network. If that doesn't tell you that these financial institutions have a serious interest in utilizing these cryptocurrency networks to upgrade their financial system, that I'm not sure what else to say. That is the most important piece out of all of this. We had to actually see that these financial institutions were committed and interested in ultimately using these networks to upgrade their current payment stack. Because until we saw something like this, it was all speculation that that was something they wanted to do. But this all but confirms that they are absolutely interested in that and likely are already very far along in doing so. What they're saying is, hey, in order for us to use these networks like we want to, we needed to be able to hold XRP on our balance sheet to pay network fees. What does that tell you? It tells you that the top-down approach of these financial institutions adopting the technology and passing it down to their end clients is drastically more probable and already happening right in front of you than some grassroots movement where we go take down all the large banks because we all have our own crypto wallets. Now, in my opinion, this plays perfectly into the XRP ledger and what Ripple's strategy has been since day one. Ripple always knew governments weren't going away. In fact, Brad Garlinghouse said that governments would probably roll out their tanks before they gave out control of their native fiat currency. And that's exactly, of course, what was always going to happen. So Ripple took the different approach of going to these financial institutions and saying, hey, well, you don't need each one of your clients to go download a wallet. They'd never figure that out. What you can do is just integrate blockchain technology into your backend, and then suddenly every single one of your clients becomes cryptocurrency users without even necessarily knowing it. This is the holy grail of adoption, and the same exact way we saw adoption in the internet. It's not that every single person is going out and coding their own website and interacting with the internet protocols themselves. No, instead, everyone's just a Google user and people go through Google and Google makes it nice and easy for us to browse the web. That is exactly what Ripple is doing. That is exactly why they took the approach they did. And I think we are seeing right now with this message from the OCC that the banking institutions and financial institutions are absolutely on board with this next generation financial system being built like that. It's not to say that all these other networks are going to disappear and there's not going to be any bottom-up action happening in crypto. In fact, I think it's very probable that that's going to continue to grow. But when you talk about mass adoption, you talk about what is the path that the average person is going to go through in their journey through the financial system. And in my opinion, you are not going to get mass adoption from cryptocurrency from everyone downloading a wallet and starting to play around in DeFi. I've been in crypto for a very long time, and honestly, it's not even something I'm overly interested in. So to expect everyone to be doing that, in my opinion, completely goes against everything we've seen. What we are seeing is the mass majority of people want better products and services, but don't want to be the people to build it out themselves. And that's why financial institutions adopting this technology and passing it down to their end customers has always been the right approach. And while the entire cryptocurrency industry has been looking in the wrong direction, this has been Ripple's plan since day one, once again confirming that they are far ahead of the curve in their understanding of how this next adoption phase is going to play out. Now, we take a look at the XRP price chart because I know a lot of people are probably wondering about it. We can see that XRP is still holding exactly where we needed to hold. Now, I did get something wrong in my video yesterday. I thought the Franklin Templeton ETF was coming out today. Unfortunately, it didn't. I do apologize for that. I know people will tell me all the time, you don't have to apologize when you get stuff wrong, but I like to get stuff right. So that's my bad. When you make a video every single day, I guess you're down to miss on certain things. So there we go. I'll eat that one. But I do think XRP is seeming to find a decent level of support right here. And I do think that ETF is going to go live on the 24th. So hopefully once these ETFs start going live, we can see some level of reversal out of here. All I want to see is XRP not trading on this bottom line anymore. I mean, for me, that essentially confirms the V bottom and lets me know that we are out of this super sketchy zone where we could essentially fall through a glass floor. If XRP continues to trade in this spot where it is right now, you're essentially running the risk that XRP collapses below. That's what we don't want to see. The more XRP can pull itself off this line and closer to the 250, 260 region, the safer we are going forward, and it drastically decreases our probability we'll be heading any lower. Now, if we take a look at the XRP to Bitcoin price chart, this still looks really good. And XRP is continuing to make a move against Bitcoin to the upside right now. We really want to see this continue to break out because this would allow XRP to move up against Bitcoin. So even if Bitcoin was going down, XRP could still be appreciating. If we continue to see positive movement on this chart, the XRP to Bitcoin price chart, I think it all but guarantees we are going to be at a bottom for XRP on the USD chart and probably moving to a safe region where we no longer have to worry about more lows ahead of us. Anyway, guys, we'll see how everything shakes out. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. And for now, Mickle out.